Welcome to this webinar to demonstrate the new staff intranet for PCS. Colleagues from the digital project are available throughout this webinar to answer questions as you have them in the instant messaging function. The webinar will run straight through and colleagues will have the opportunity to answer more questions in the chat for a brief period after the webinar ends. First of all, we will go through the top navigation bar here, and we will go through the main section of the home page here and discuss the various parts that make up the page. So let's first look at the PCS staff search link. One of the main complaints about the current intranet is that the staff directory is not always up to date, and finding staff who are responsible for certain areas of work and specifically certain bargaining units is not always easy. This will solve that problem. As you can see, we have navigated to a blank search page. You can search for PCS staff here and find their phone numbers and email addresses. So if you're looking for Paul Hawkins, you can type it into the search bar here, and you'll see when we press enter that we have one search result. You can then click on the view profile link after you've hovered over the search result, and it will take you to the profile of that staff member. As you can see here, the contact information for that staff member is displayed. You can click on the email here to create a new email in Outlook, as demonstrated. And you can also click on the Skype chat link to open a new Skype chat. We also have the extension number for his work phone and the work mobile phone. If we close this tab down and go back to the intranet home screen, we'll try another search. In this case, let's say you are searching for the staff member who is dealing with the Ministry of Justice. So, if you type Ministry of Justice into the search function here and press enter, you'll see that Paul Hawkins pops up again. If we hover the mouse cursor over the search result, you'll see that on the right hand side here we have Ministry of Justice highlighted in past projects. This is because his profile, one of the properties recorded, marks him as having responsibility for the Ministry of Justice. It's displayed here as past projects, but we are working to change that to show work areas or bargaining areas. This is just for the purpose of demonstration. At the point of going live, all bargaining units will be assigned to the correct industrial officer. We will be developing the search function further to be even more functional and interactive after we go live. So that's a quick demonstration of the people search. If we go back to the home page, we can now look at documents. Clicking on the documents link in the navigation here will take you to this page, where we have a few options to view various documents. You can click on all documents, which will show you all the documents in the document library we have, and they are sorted to show the most recently updated or added documents at the top. As you can see, this top result here is tagged as a staff announcement and to the finance team. You can do this for all documents, as you can see if we scroll down briefly. You can click on the link to the left here, and it will open a set of documents or open that particular document. In this case, we have a document set for this staff announcement because there are multiple documents that are relevant to this particular staff announcement. You can see here that you are able to open these documents by clicking on the link on the left, and they will open within the browser for a quick read. We just go back to that document set, back here, and we click on this attachment, and it will take you to the expenses for. If we go back to the documents page, you can view specific document types. If you want to see your staff announcements, for example, you can click on this link here. As you can see, we are now only seeing documents that have been tagged as staff announcements. And you can open them in the same way shown a few moments ago. You don't have to go back to that documents page we've just seen to change the type of document you want to see. If, for example, you want to show management action briefings, you can go up to the top navigation here and click on staff announcements. And this is a drop-down box that will allow you to filter based on some predefined filters that we have put on. So we have all documents, which is the one we showed you initially. And now we will click on management action briefings. And these are all documents that have been tagged as management action briefings. We are able to add filters as we go if staff find that they are looking for a particular type of document that we haven't already predefined some filters for. If we go back to the home page, and let's say we know that we have a document that we want to find, for example, on the overnight rate, we can go to the search bar here at the top, type in overnight, push enter, and you will see that we have a few search results. And this has crawled through the various documents on the document library and picked out where it says overnight. So you can click on any of these documents, any of these search results, and it will bring up the document. So let's close that document, go back to our search, and then go back to our home page here. We'll now move on to the departments pages. If you hover over departments here at the top, you'll see there's a quick drop down for the 5 main departments. You can click on any of these and it will take you to that relevant page. So let's click on industrial strategy. You see that we are now looking at an at-a-glance directory for all the regional hubs with a postal address, main phone number, and general email address. If you click on the hub name, so for example, London South East and Eastern Hub, it will take you to a blank web page. This is where teams will have some input in what content they want on their page that needs to be communicated to the rest of the union. This is where super users will come in and they will be trained on how to manage these pages for their team or teams. If you click on any of those email links here, it will automatically create an email as we've shown previously. So let's get back to the home page again. And the last part of our demonstration at the top navigation here is the quick links. If you hover over the quick links here, you'll see we have a drop down of some various functions that people may want to go to quickly. For example, Cascade here. And we also have a link to the old intranet whilst we go through implementation and transition to the new intranet. We can add or take away any of these links at any time. Okay, so that's the top navigation dealt with. Now let's take a look at the home page here and the main section within. First of all, we have the news item here on the left-hand side. Super users will be able to add new news stories, and you can make them as interactive as you want. This top one, HP parking permits, is a simple text piece. As you can see, it's very simple and very easy to upload. You'll also see that we have the ability to have comments available for staff members to comment on a particular news story. As a default, the comments section is switched on. quickly skipping back to the home page, let's click on the second news story. We have a few images here and captions that are embedded within the page. And you can see here, you can also have links to particular people who are relevant to that particular news story. If you hover over that person, you will find that you can click on their email address or even start a Skype chat. You'll see that the comments section here have been turned off. You can also add YouTube videos, links to particular documents, and many other things. This will be discussed with super users who will be trained on how to do this. So back to the home page again. And in the middle here, we have a recent documents highlighted content web part. This will display the most recently uploaded or updated documents. You can click on any of these and it will open that document. So let's click on the PCS Rulebook 2017 and it will take you to that PDF. So let's close that and we're back on the home page again. As you can see throughout most of this demonstration, when you click on a link, it opens in a new tab, which is quite helpful. And then you don't lose the home page a majority of the time. But let's now have a look at events. Events, again, are created by super users, and they will be fully trained on how to do this. We have one here for Annual Delegate Conference. So let's have a look at that. As you can see, we have the information for that event here, the date, the venue, with a map that's been uploaded to show the location, and we've also got the contact for that particular event. And again, hovering over, you can click on their email address or even open a Skype chat with them. You can also add an event to the calendar by clicking here and then clicking on this downloadable. This will open an appointment in your Outlook. If you click Save and Close, and then navigate to your Outlook, skip across to where that event is, and there you can see it's populated in there. You can add more information as you go, as more becomes available for each event. And you can do that through going to Edit and simply adding some text. But like I said, super users will be able to do that. If we just go quickly back to the home screen again, and I'll just show you the See All section of this. If you clicked on this link here, See All, you'll be able to view previous events. So if we roll it back to 1st of December 2017, and leave this as Saturday, March 17th, 2018, okay. And you'll see we've got some previous events that were put in here and they're displaying here. So you can go back and get some information on a previous event that has taken place. So let's go back to the home screen yet again. And this See All link here will appear in the news item when more news items have been added. But at the moment, because there are only two, and they can both be displayed here, there's no need to have a See All because there's no historical part there. The reason it appears in events is because this events web part only shows events that are upcoming. So let's now have a look at the lower half of the main page. We've set up a quick survey for staff to complete when they've had a chance to look around the new intranet. So by scrolling down and then clicking on this pane here, this will take you to the survey to complete. And they can scroll down, complete it, click Finish. Every staff member will only be able to fill this in once. As you can see on the left-hand side here, we have a form navigation, very much like the top navigation on the home page. So at any point, when you're in any part of the website, you will be able to navigate either along the top bar or along the left-hand side, back to the home page or to somewhere else within the intranet. So then again, let's go back to the home page. Let's scroll down and you'll see we have a quick set of links to a few of the quick links that are highlighted here. Some of them are replicated. We've also got some links to the PCS website and to the TUC website. Clicking on these will take you to that website like so. And we can add to these as we go along. And lastly, we have what is called a people web part. This can be used to highlight particular staff members who are key contacts for any particular point in time, perhaps for an ongoing campaign. At this point, we have the 3 members of the digital project team who have responsibility for the intranet implementation and for SharePoint in general. Again, you can hover over these names to find their email address and to possibly set up a Skype chat. As I said, these can be easily changed depending on the union's priority at any given time. And that is the end of the demonstration. As I said at the beginning, members of the digital project team will be answering questions in the instant messaging for the next 10 to 15 minutes. We hope you've enjoyed this presentation and that you found it useful. Thank you very much.